All right, everybody. How are you all today? I'm here at work. I am always working though. Even though I'm not here right now, I'm always working. So we are actually getting ready for Step Up to Quality. The state decided that they were going to put a halt on Step Up to Quality last year because they were making changes. And because of the changes that they're making, we are trying to get ready for it. I know they're coming in October. When in October, I had the slightest idea, but I know they're coming. And they're coming soon because we have passed the 15th of October already. So my name is Miss Sam. I own a child care center on the west side of Cleveland. We have been open since January 27th of 2023. We actually signed the lease on this facility in November 1st of 2022. So, in a couple of weeks, we have officially been here at this location for 3 years. We have a 12,000 square foot facility. We offer care for children who are infants through 12 years of age. And we are at the corner of Bel Air and Puritas, where it meets West 140th. So, one of the aspects of Step Up to Quality is that you have to do an environment rating scale for the infant classrooms, the toddler classrooms, preschool, and school age. That is one of the requirements. So, what it actually is, there is a book that you have to purchase. This is the infant and toddler book. So, if you have an infant and toddler classroom, you just simply you go in an infant room, you complete the book. You go in a toddler room, you complete the book. The good thing about our state when it comes to the infant toddler environment rating scale is that, well, our state is that they allow you to print off additional score sheets for free. So that's actually filled in. I have a blank one. I thought I had a blank one. So this was a blank one, but it's completed. So like the book is completed. I don't know if you can see that. But this is also completed as well. So I just was going to go through this really quick with Ms. Destiny because this is her first time doing this. So there are questions that you have to answer about the space. And so the questions start on page. What page do you have? What page do your questions start on? One. Okay. No, that mine start at page 17. Well, 16 technically. Because this is overview of the subscales and the items of the ITERs -3. So for the space and furnishings, that's the first one you see on page 15. Look at page 15. No, yeah, 15. Okay, so on page 15, the first section of the ITERs or the preschool environment rating scale, right? Mm-hmm. Or does it just say environment? I don't know, it says early childhood environment rating scale. So the early childhood environment rating scale is specifically for preschool classrooms. The infant toddler environment rating scale is for infant rooms and toddler rooms. So when you go when you go in the book, you go to the first page. It should start at page 17 or 16, and it tells you item 1. So you read item 1. It says, consider only the space used by children when scoring this item. Score the space based on the maximum number of children allowed to use the room at one time and the adequacy of the space and furnishings for that number of children. Space that is adequate for small number of children may well not be adequate if all children are present. So scoring must be based on the maximum number of children allowed at any one time. So for our center, the maximum number of children allowed within our infant classroom is 8. We are not allowed more than 8. Does the space allow for that? But yes, but because we are a goal rated center, we only allow for 8 children. Currently, we have 2 infants enrolled. For the toddler classroom, we are allowed 12. That is my cap. I normally go down to 10, but 12 is the cap because I don't like a lot of toddlers in that room. And for our preschool classroom, our cap is 20, 10 and 10. So once we hit 10, we have to have an assistant teacher in there with the other students. So those are my numbers. I know the state numbers are different, but those are the numbers that I stick to when it's time for me to present my case to the state. I don't waver from that. So Miss Destiny, you about to learn a lot, and I'm gonna say a lot, so you may want to take some notes. So when you go through, the first question is not enough space to provide adequate quick care for the highest number of children allowed to attend at one time. That answer is either yes or no. So there's a checkbox. There's a checkbox for yes or checkbox for no. You have to figure out if you say yes, it's enough room. It's really saying if you say yes, then that means that your space is inadequate. So it would be no for us. Okay, so for number 1.1 is no. Space lacks adequate lighting, ventilation, and temperature control and is very noisy. Staff or children complain about temperature. Staff must talk loudly to be heard above constant noise because children laugh, they giggle, they play, they argue, they do all the things that adults do, but they just have not had the skill set to say, hey, or the logic in their brain, we shouldn't be doing that. So that should be a no as well. Space is generally in poor repair. Much pilling, paint on walls, chipping, plaster, damaged floors, large water stains on ceiling. No, that's not the case for us. Space is poorly maintained. Example, dirt and grime on floors and rugs, sinks dirty, much built up soil around baseboards or furniture, daily cleanly neglected. That would be a no. So now, once you say no, all of the questions in column 1 have to be a no. That's the way you will get a 1 in space and furnishings. If you say that column 1 is a yes, you really need to go back to the drawing board and you shouldn't be open. That's the truth. That's not me lying to you. That's not me. Because if you can't say no to all of column 1, you're not even meeting our state's requirements because it has to be cleanly to begin with. So for the next one, it says this is when you say for your space and furnishings is minimal. 3.1, enough indoor space for children, adults, and furnishing. Yes, we have enough space. I told you for our toddler room, infant rooms, our ratio numbers, 8 is the max for the infant room, and 12 is the max for our toddler room. So we can't go over those numbers. So yes, number 3.1 is a yes. 3.2, adequate lighting with some direct natural light, ventilation control, comfortable temperature, and reasonable noise level. Example, staff and children usually do not need to raise their voices to be heard. Room is not stuffy or gloomy. That's a yes. Space is generally in good repair with no major issues. Yes. 3.4, space is reasonably clean with durable and easy to clean indoor surfaces and well maintained. Yes. Number 3.5, space for children is accessible to all children and adults currently using a room. Yes. 5.1, ample indoor space for routine care. That's washing hands, using the changing station. Yes. For our infant and toddler room. Yes. And play that allows children and staff to circulate freely for routines and group times and for play activities. Yes. Ventilation can be controlled by room staff. Example, windows can be open, fan available, heat, AC controls located in room. Yes. Oh, somebody said hi. But I don't know how to say hi back. This is a teaching session. I really don't know how to say hi back. Oh no. I'm sorry. I don't know how to. Oh, Jesus. I don't know how to do that. Sorry, I got off track. Where was I at? And number 5, space for children accessible to all children, adults currently using room. Yes. 3.5. So number 5.1, ample indoor space for routine care and play that allows children and staff to circulate freely for routines and group times and for play activities. Yes. Ventilation can be controlled by room staff. Windows can be open, fan available, heat, AC controls located in room. Yes, we have that in all of our rooms. Natural light can be controlled. Adjustable blinds or curtains. That's a no. Space for children is accessible to children and adults with special needs, even when no such children or adults are present. That would be a yes. So, because we don't have all yeses for 7 and we have all yeses for 5, 3, we are at a 6 for space. Because our issue is that we don't have adjustable blinds or curtains. We cannot control the light that we get in our rooms. So when light comes in, it's just in there. That's all of our rooms. So that part is right. All right, number 2, furnishings for care, play, and learning. Not enough basic furniture to meet needs for children for routine care. Example, feeding, sleeping, diapering, toileting, some storage for children's possessions and for routine care supplies. That would be a no. Not enough appropriate furniture for play and learning. Infant seats, small tables and chairs for toddlers, low open shelves, and other storage options such as dish pans, baskets, and milk crates. That would be a no. Furniture generally in such poor repair that children could be injured, splinters or exposed nails, wobbly legs or chairs, cots torn. That's a no as well. So and number 1.4, no softness provided for children at play. Furniture, rug areas and cushions. That's a no. Number 3, enough furniture for routine care, play, and learning. Example, each child has some unshared place to store personal possessions, low open toy shelves. That is a yes. 3.2, almost all furniture is in good repair, none that possesses a major hazard. Example, cribs meet safety standards, high chairs have safety belts. That's a yes. 3.3, at least one soft furnishings for play accessible to all children. Mat for infants and small padded chair for toddlers, rugs. That's a yes. Now, one of the reasons why I always go back and forth with people about the mats that we have in our room is because of this environmental rating scale. Every room here is already set up to pass the basic needs for what the state says and what environmental rating scale says. If we take something out, it could be a possibility that we're not meeting what the state says or what environmental rating scale says. So that's why I never take out, once you set up a child care center, you only add to. Yeah. Because that's how you passed. And it's a difference between having so much stuff in a room versus having just enough in a room, or you bringing something in specifically for a unit to enhance what's already cut that already needs to stay in the room. So number, seats for children are comfortable and supportive for most children. All of our chairs here are age appropriate for that classroom. So they're age and height appropriate. So Lakeshore and Kaplan will give you a seating chart and they will tell you specifically if the child is 12 months to 2, this is the height of the chair. If the child is sitting, I can't remember the exact, but they give you ranges and this is the height of the chair. I always go for the middle range because you're going to have someone that's shorter and you're going to have someone that's taller. But pretty much all the 3-year-olds sit the same height. So that's why in the toddler room is 2 different tables that sit 4. And then there's another table that's larger because now you have 3 different ages if you really want to think about it. So you have the 2-year-old, the 3-year-old, and then you have the kid that's 18 months to 2-year-olds that's transitioning in. So the 18 months to the 2-year-olds, I put them at the small table. And then, so like our student who just turned 2 and our student that is 2, but they're short. I always sit them at that small table. I don't care if they want to sit at the larger table with the red chairs. I always sit them at the small table. And then the older 3 year olds can technically, if it fills up and it's too much, they can technically fit over at that circular table in the kitchen area. So we have children with disabilities have the adaptive furniture that they need, and that would be not applicable because we don't have any children in our center with a disability that would require us to have adaptive furniture. And then for number 5.1, so we're still, right now, we've completed 3, we out of the 3 category. For 5, ample furniture for age and ability of children enrolled. Example, individual storage for each child's possessions, infancies used for babies, small tables and chairs for toddlers and twos, adult chairs for use when working with children, very low shelves for toys. Vast majority of materials are not crowded on shelves. So we do have a chair in there for an adult to use. What we probably do need to do is add one of those chairs that's like in the infant room. But we are good because we have that green chair that's taller than all the other chairs. So that would still be a yes. A 5.2 is furniture supports self-help for older infants, toddlers, and older children. That's correct. So we got the stair going to the sink from the walk up to wash their hands. And we have the tables that they can slide themselves underneath the chairs and sit down in, and the shelves is accessible. Furniture, we already did that. Yep, steps at sink, low shelves. 5.3, softness provided in several areas. So soft rug areas, upholstered size chair or couch, flat mattress, a futon, large pillows. So we have the animals that can be used as the pillows, and we have the mat. So we're good on that. And then so routine care furniture encourages personalized care for children, adult chair to use while feeding very young children. Each crib cot has child's name and is put in the same place. Now you see how our state standard says the kid gotta have their name on that, and this says that too. So that just goes hand in hand. Several small tables used for a few toddlers rather than one large table. One large one for all children. So you know how people have that whole table. I would never buy that because that goes against the environment rating scale. Whereas our tables are not. So we have in the infant room, we have the table for self feeders. We had a chair to transition you from the high chair to self feeding. So you until you are can feed and use a fork and spoon on your own and put it into your mouth. And we got a table for you to just use the fork and spoon. At least 75% of tables and chairs are child size for toddlers and twos. Yes. And then at least 2 pieces of furniture for specific activities for older toddlers and twos are used during the observation. Housekeeping, sand table, special bookshelf. So we have all that. What's next? Room arrangement. Space is crowded, leaving little room for play. No. Major problems with room arrangement has frequently prevent adequate supervision of children. No. Because the way it's open. And we have nothing blocking where you can't see a kid. So furnishings placed to provide at least one play area separate from routines. That's yes. Yes. Okay. Suitable space provided for different kinds of experiences. Example, large open space for active play, small cozy space for books, quiet play, easy clean surfaces for art and messy play. 3.3 is arrangement of room allows staff to minimally supervise children. Example, can hear if there are problems and move to that area quickly. That's a yes. Routine care areas conveniently arranged. Example, cribs, cots placed for easy access. Supplies are at hand and running water is immediately available in diapering area. Cubbies accessible in room. Feeding area is easy to set up. At least one play area in the room is accessible for enrolled children with disabilities, and that's an NA for us. Because it doesn't apply for us, but all of our areas are technically accessible for kids with disabilities. And then 5.1 space is arranged with at least 2 infant play areas or at least 3 different interest centers for toddlers and twos. Yes. 5.2 arrangement room allows much visual supervision of children, although there can be some lapses. Example, can see most children by glancing around the room. Staff circulate around the room to check on babies, children in separate sleep area. Check frequently. Yes. All play areas are accessible to enrolled children with disabilities. That's an NA. Arrangement of room allows staff to see all children at a glance, even while diapering and preparing food or playing with one child. Example, separate sleep room allows supervised staff are placed so that all children in the room can be seen at all times. That's yes. Play in quiet areas is rarely interrupted by active play. That's a yes, because active play is in separate areas. The play area is over by itself.
This one said all play areas are accessible to enrolled children with disabilities.
But we don't have any.
So then that's NA.
Yeah. It says NA permitted, right? Yeah. Traffic patterns provide easy movement for staff and children and do not interfere with activities. Yes. Sample for cozy area protected from active play, accessible for much. Yeah. So the cozy area is over there by the books. Where the stuffed animals are.
In the infant room.
Where the couch is, the chair is over there. And then in the toddler room is over there by the bookshelf. Where the mat, the rug is, and the stuffed animals. Because originally that was the dress up area. That's why the hooks are over there. So and how much? Oh, I need to charge this phone. My daughter's like, you need to charge your phone before you start doing things. So it's charged all day long.
I'm telling my daughter that too. Keep them phones on the charger. What's going to happen?
Yeah, but then the cord is short.
I got a longer one.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. That's the cord of all, mother of all cord. Here, I just need the bottom.
Oh.
The mother of all cord.
You're like, oh, I have a... It'll be all right.
I'm going to put it back in here. Okay. So then it stays all together.
Yeah. It's the charger I bought that day from the music.
What mean?
Phone. The other day when my phone was
Oh.
dead, I had to go to Five Below.
It's charging. Yeah, it's charging. Oh, you really went to Five Below? Ooh, how you? Let's do. Rotation is a lot. I'll rotate. Oh, I definitely not about to hold this all day. Um, display for children. No pictures or other materials are displayed for children. That's a no. Inappropriate materials are predominant age group are displayed. No. Staff do not talk to children about display materials during observation. No. At least 3 colorful pictures and or other materials are displayed where children can easily see them. Yes. The pictures is 3 colorful pictures in the room. In the Tyler room, it's 3 colorful pictures in there of the people in non-traditional roles. And then we still had the family pictures up.
Mm-hmm. And you got those community workers.
Yeah. So 3.2 content of display is appropriate. Items are interesting or familiar to children, not frightening. That's a yes. Some child artwork is displayed for older toddlers and tools. Yes. You said there's no artwork displayed. Is artwork all in the room?
Mm-hmm. See, yeah, but I was reading while you reading. I was reading these ones too because they all different. These ones preschool.
Mm-hmm.
But
3.
it's easy though.
Almost all display pictures behind clear plastic. Children's artwork is displayed in see-through pockets. That's a no. I'm trying to figure out how to work this. Oh my goodness. Many colorful, simple pictures, posters, or photographs are displayed. Okay, so are there pictures in there?
Nah. Infant room?
Toddler room.
Yeah.
You said it was no.
And
It's pictures in there. Many colorful pictures. Many colorful, simple pictures, posters, and photographs are displayed throughout the room.
oh wow, like I said no. And it is pictures in there.
Yeah. There are obvious signs that displayed items are changed regularly. Yes. Seasonal pictures, recent photographs of children engaged in classroom activities. Many items are displayed where children can easily see them, some within easy reach. Yes, staff point out and talk to the children about display materials. Photographs of children in a group, their families, pets, or familiar faces. Eye level. Mobiles and other colors. Yes, we do have mobiles hanging. Miss Shalea put the mobiles up. Staff provide extended talk about displayed materials. That would be a no during the observation. Some photographs of children in there. Yes. So it's a 6 for indoor space. It's a 7 for furnishings for care, play, and learning. It's a 7 for room arrangement. And it's a 6 for display for children. So 6 plus 7 plus 7 plus 6 is 26 divided by 4 is 6.5.
Hi guys. Y'all having fun? Yeah.
26, 4,
Go have a seat.
and 6.5.
You gotta go listen to Miss Aaliyah.
So when you get your totals from you add up the numbers for subscale. So the items 1 through 4. You put the first number on the first line. You put the tens digit on the first line and the ones digit on the second line. And then you take the number of items scored. It tells you in the boxes above, which is 4 for this first section, because it says 1, 2, 3, and 4. You put that number, you put the number in the tens digit, which is 0, and in the number in the ones digit, which is 4. And so you divide A by B, and that gives us 6.5. And 0. Is 12. Personal care routines. Observed meal snack schedule does not meet most children's needs. That's a no. Most food observed being served does not meet nutritional guidelines or is not appropriate for ages of children. No. Most sedentary procedures ignored. That's definitely a no. A little, if any, supervision of children is when being fed or when eating. No. Staff are often restrictive or punitive during feeding times. No. Observed meal snack schedule generally meets children's needs. Yes. Food served usually meet nutritional guidelines and are generally appropriate. Yes. Some attention given to sanitary food service. Yes. Some appropriate supervision provided when children are eating or being fed. Yes. And supervision is neutral or pleasant, and there is no negative interaction. Some talking to children when fed, children not criticized for spills. Staff gives some help when needed. That's a yes. 5.1, meal snack schedule meets all children's individual needs, and no hungry child cries for more than 3 minutes before being fed. Breastfed babies are fed when hungry. Order offered to toddlers, twos, between meals, snack, food, and bottles ready as needed. That is a yes. All food served are appropriate and meet nutritional guidelines. Example, program supplements foods provided by parents as needed. Breast milk or breastfeeding is promoted. Yes. Appropriate substitutes for children with allergies made. That's a yes. Supervision generally provided to children who are eating or being fed. Staff watch children who are eating and respond appropriately to problems or children's needs. Yes, and feeding times are pleasant for children with some appropriate teaching provided. Example, cuddled and talk to babies, name foods, and patient with slow eaters, give directions, ask simple questions such as, do you want more? Yes. Staff pay close attention to any child who is eating, hold all infants for bottle feeding, sit at table with children while they eat. Interaction is personalized for each child. That's a state rule too. Staff must hold children when feeding them. One time, Shalea, one of our infants was crying. The other one was being fed or needed to be fed, or maybe both of them was crying at the same time. She was in there by herself, so she propped up the bottle for one of the kids and left and went to go take care of the other one. But you can't prop no bottles up for nobody. You gotta feed you when they can't feed themselves. You gotta feed them. So that was an issue, and it's against the state rule, which the state rule lines up with the environmental rating scale. Interaction is personalized for each child with much pleasant responsiveness and talking. Yes, 7.3, sanitary practices are usually carried out. Oh, they say usually here for 7 in the book. Usually, that is the word. That means not all the time, but we usually do it. So that means you usually get sick. That is so disgusting. Is hand hygiene usually appropriate? Tables, high chairs usually sanitized correctly. Separate sinks provided for diapering and feeding, or sinks sanitized between uses. Usually is a 7. Staff actively teach self-help skills as children are ready. Example, provide some finger foods for older babies. Teach children to use spoon or fork to wipe up spills. And clear tables as ready. Yes, we do that. Staff use math talk during feeding times. Count crackers for child. Use words such as more, less, bigger, smaller when appropriate. It was actually checked no. You didn't observe that. So that gives us a 6. For diapering. Almost no attention given to ensuring sanitary diapering and toileting. That's a no. Major problems with diapering, toileting, scheduling. Diapers are never observed being checked or changed. No toileting observed for older children who do not use diapers. That's a no. 1.3. Inadequate supervision. Children often in toileting areas unsupervised. Baby left on diapering table without adult present. That's a no. Children often treated in an impersonal or negative manner. Little talking to children. Unpleasant interactions often observed. No responses to children's attempts at communication. 3.1. Some attempts made to meet sanitary requirements. Yes. Diaper and toilet schedule generally meets children's needs. Yes. Staff provides some supervision and no obviously dangerous situations are observed. That's a yes. Some positive and no negative interaction between staff and children observed. Staff sometimes talk to children. Some help given. No routine children. 5.1. Proper sanitary requirements generally followed. Most children and staff use hand hygiene properly. Sink and diapering surfaces usually disinfected as needed. That's a yes. 5.2. Diaper and toileting schedule meets all children's need. Yes. 5.3. Careful and present supervision. Staff supervise all children, visually help each child as needed. Patient with children. Respond to children who dislike being diapered to make the experience as positive as possible. Use playful methods to amuse children. 5.4. Some teaching interactions. Observe staff explain what is happening and why. Help with and talk about hand washing. You said no. So because you said no, they need to start doing that.
Yeah.
I think I've heard Aaliyah say it though. Like,
Singing.
no, saying, okay, I want to change your diaper. Come on, so we can change your diaper. Like, oftentimes, I was say, oh my goodness, it's all over the place. And when it's all over, like, oh, this is all over Like, I do say that a lot. But, like, oh my goodness, let me make sure you're clean. Because little girls shouldn't be nasty down here. I do say that a lot. Oh my goodness, I guess I have a lot of adult conversation with little kids. But that's how I talk to my own children so they can but that's probably why Ava comprehends so very well.
That you're supposed to talk to them like that anyway. Like, not like that, but like regular talk.
So they can comprehend and understand. And that's probably why, because I've had her for so long and I talk to her just like I would talk to anybody else. So she compliments on things that older people would come. So that, look, it's a good and a bad. I like your nails. She said, have you heard her say that?
No, but she was complimenting me all day yesterday. Like, I like your hair. I said, I like your hair. Thank you.
Yeah.
Said, thank you. She said, I like your sweater. I said, thank you.
So
like
yeah.
Your sweater. Thank you.
But I think that comes from the regular conversations that we have as well. And because now I think about it, I do compliment them a lot. Ava, look at you, girl. Look at your coat. Ooh, Ava. Look at your shoes. Look at your hair. Oh, you look so, yeah, she's like, thank you. You look so pretty. Ava. Oh, did you have a good weekend? Yes. I'll never forget the day she said no. Like, you ain't. Mom said, yes, she did. No, she didn't have a good weekend. She just told me 2 times she didn't have a good weekend. So, yeah. I hope Kinsley is okay.
Yeah.
From all of them. Where we at? Diapering and toiling. Some teaching interactions I observed. You said no. Sanitary procedures carried out correctly almost all the time. Usually they use very intentional words. Almost means like not all the time, but pretty much we follow the procedure. Diapering and toiling schedule is almost always individualized. Staff notice when infant needs to be changed. Periodically ask toddlers and twos if they need to use the toilet. That's a yes. 7.3. Teacher interactions are frequently observed. Staff teach child self-help skills such as hand washing when they are ready. All children are talked to. Oh, okay. So with this one, it would be, because majority are yes, it would still be a 6. It wouldn't be a 4. Oh, I'm sleepy. And health practices. Man, I've been on this live for a long time. 43 minutes. Can you believe it? Little effort made to decrease the spread of germs in areas used by children. No. Little or no attention paid to hand hygiene. No. Little attempt to ensure that nap rest provisions are sanitary. No. That's another thing. Everybody needs to make sure they start spraying them cots down with everything down with bleaching water. Everything all the time, because it's getting cold and flu season. And you want to make sure that the stuff we use is safe. Like, I come in here a lot with hand sanitizers, and I wipe down the tablets. I wipe down the door handles, the doors. Anytime I come in here, I have a disinfectant wipe most of the time in my hand, so I can wipe down everything. That's her crying.
That's me?
Yep, that's me.
She don't cry. That's crazy.
And I don't think she liked the lady.
I don't think so. You want me to look at her?
Yeah. I'm not trying to be funny, but yeah, I don't think she liked the lady. Because she can't talk, and she never cried. I never heard her cry before.
Not this much. Not this day.
She don't cry like that. Not at all. So if you're just tuning in, my name is Miss Sam. We're walking through our Step Up to Quality book. We are currently a goal-rated center in the state of Ohio. We are doing the environmental rating scale, and we're going through. We had a child that just started crying. Her name is Mimi, and I'm like, she don't cry, so you need to go see what's going on with Mimi. Mimi don't never cry. So we're going in there. I'm going through the health procedures. I need to make sure I'm grading. I'm scoring this right. That's what I need to do. So I'm about to go back through the directions because I have only one check no for column 5 and one check no, but majority of them yes. So I believe the rule says that it is still it's a 6. Read the scale carefully. A rating 1 is given if any indicator. Okay, a rating of 5 is given when all 5s are scored a yes. A rating of 6 is given when all indicators on the 5 are met and at least half of 7 indicates no. So I scored it right. Oh no, she scored it right. 4. Oh man. Yep, she scored it right. All right. She scored it right. Okay, I'm gonna get off here because I'm tired of holding this one. Well, I'm not. Might as well finish this up and be done with this. Okay, so 6. Let's see, yeah, right. 4, 4, 6. 6 plus 4 plus 4 plus 6. No, it made me crying. It's a 5. Hey, Devontae. So if you're just coming on, I'm sitting here doing the environmental rating scale for the toddler room and going through. Some language and books. Hey, Mimi.
I was just observing, but the girl.
All right, I'm gonna end this. Okay, I'm gonna end this because we really gotta talk, and I don't want this to be public. All right, then. You guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. I've been on here for 50 minutes. Have a great day.